As promised, my portfolio walkthrough video is finally here, so the good, the bad, and the ugly coming up. Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. Thank you for getting me to 100 subscribers on this channel. So I did say if I got to 100 subs that I would do a portfolio walkthrough, and that is what I'm going to do today. If you guys are into personal finance topics, we'll talk about investing, real estate, managing your money. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm documenting my journey to financial freedom on this channel and hoping that it'll help you guys out. All right, so a couple of things before we get started with the portfolio. First is, this is a very small percentage of my net worth. If you guys have been following the channel, I have most of my money in ETFs and portfolios with really low fees. I also participate in a direct contribution plan with work, and a good chunk of my net worth is also kind of, well, in this house. So this is a very small percentage. It's an account that I started in 2016 with $10,000 that I've now managed to grow to about $28,000. Well, grew to 28 and now it's down a little bit. The second thing I would say is that while I'm not an expert at analyzing companies, I'm still trying to learn that. I don't use any money that I wouldn't miss if I lost it tomorrow. And I would recommend, if you are starting in investing in stocks, to do the same thing. I wouldn't use the money that I plan on paying the mortgage with to invest in stocks. So please don't go and invest Junior's college fund into stocks if you don't know what you're doing. Finally, I'm not a financial advisor myself. I'm just gonna go through this portfolio to show you what things that I bought when I thought there was a good opportunity. I'm gonna go over the good ones and the bad ones and let you know what's in here. One more thing before we get started too, if you guys are Canadian, you want to use a Canadian brokerage, I use Questrade and highly recommend them. They have a really good website and very, very low fees for portfolios, and you can trade ETFs for free, which is a big bonus. These guys have saved me $6,000 a year on fees on my portfolios, so while I would say their app isn't as nice looking as Robinhood and some of those other competitors that are out there, it is still the best broker overall, and that's why I use them. If you guys are interested, I do have an affiliate link in the description. You'll get $50 free to invest in a portfolio if you use the link, and I'll of course get a small kickback as well. Definitely do your research, check them out if you're interested. All right, so because like I said, the phone app isn't really nice to look at, it doesn't have like cool charts that you can play with, I'm gonna go online and go through these stocks using the website. All right, so here we go. Total on the account, I have about $23,700 in market value. I do have some cash, so my total equity is more like $27,630. I am down right now, I would say about 17% on the portfolio as a whole from where I was before the whole COVID thing happened, so that's understandable. The whole market is down right now, but here's the breakdown of what I have. First and foremost is Facebook, and I'll talk about each of these, but you can see the breakdown in the portfolio. Keep in mind, I don't actually purchase these stocks thinking about what percentage of my portfolio they would be. These are just stocks that I buy when there's an opportunity, and the portfolio aspect I handle in another account. I have another account with portfolios that we can get to. Hey, you know what? I can open that one up to when we hit 200 subscribers if you guys want. So I can visit that one, but right now we'll just talk about this margin account. So Facebook has done really well for me, so it's about 25% of the portfolio. This is Bell, which is a Canadian telecom company. AC.to is Air Canada. KHC, that's actually Kraft Heinz, it's a US company. Royal Bank is RY.to, that's a Canadian bank. Banco Macro, this is an Argentinian bank actually. We'll talk more about that one in a bit. Assertio Therapeutics, that's a US pharma company. CIBC, which is another Canadian bank, and Canadian Western Bank, which I've talked about in a previous video. If you guys missed that, I will leave a link to that right here. So let's jump into the returns. So we'll start at the top. So Facebook, you can see here, the cost per share that I bought at was about 120 bucks. It has gone up now to 211, which is why this is such a big part of my portfolio, giving me a percent return of about 76%. So that was good. Bell is a telecom company. I always try to think of what companies I always end up paying bills to no matter what I do. Internet, TV, but well, mostly internet. These are a lock in Canada, and I got in on this company because they do pay a dividend and they are pretty stable. They're pretty much like a utility now. That's how internet really is. It's a utility. So that's why I have these guys, and you can see I have 60 shares at $62. So right now these guys are down. I'm down about 375 bucks or 10%. This will come back. It's a utility, like I said. This will come back with time. Air Canada I've talked a lot about on this channel. If you guys haven't seen the video again on Air Canada, I will leave a link to that. These guys recently got a little bit of a beat down even after this whole COVID thing, because I think some of how Warren Buffett sold his airline stocks kind of spilled over to Canada as well. So if you guys haven't seen that video, of course, check it out. But I'm down quite a bit here because my cost per share, I had averaged down actually to $29 a share. But right now the market price is actually about half of that. So down 43% and 2,300 bucks there. But it is something I still very sincerely believe will come back, so I'm holding on to that. Kraft Heinz. Now, Kraft has been having a bad year since February of last year, and I had been watching Kraft for a long time, thinking about it and saying, like, it's a pretty big company that I didn't really feel was going to go anywhere, like they're not going to go bankrupt. So why not see if I can get a piece of the action there, and again, just hold on to something that would be a good value. So like I'm saying, like I did pick them up before the whole COVID thing, and they did drop during COVID. I didn't pick up any more. However, you can see that their price is $28.83, which is actually pretty much where they were before the virus hit. So these guys have recovered and done pretty well. Obviously, people always need to buy food, so they are expected to survive. Next, I have Royal Bank, which is similar to Bell. It's a stable Canadian bank, pays a dividend. It was something I wanted to get into before all of this stuff with COVID happened. I'm holding on to it, but overall I am still down $600 or 20%, which is kind of where we see all the Canadian banks sitting right now since COVID-19. So again, we'll be holding on to this one, and hopefully we'll be collecting some dividends. The next two I kind of need to talk about together. So Banco Macro is an Argentinian bank. Assertio Therapeutics is a pharmaceutical company in the US. This is where I kind of need to talk about some of the moves I made that I'm not super happy with. These two stocks I kind of picked up while I was cruising the internet and watching them on Zacks.com. And I kind of took the ratios and the recommendation from the website to buy these stocks without really researching the company. I don't really know a lot of pharmaceutical companies. I don't know a lot about Argentinian banks. They were just graded as a good value at the time, so I said, well, I will buy and hold. And of course, after I bought, they did actually go down a little bit, and then they were hit by COVID. So I'm not really sure how long I will be keeping these. They're definitely somewhere I would look if I wanted to get rid of some stocks and free up some cash. However, I did invest a good amount. Right now, each of these is down 41%, and I don't really feel like selling. Going to the website, they're still marked as good value stocks. I'm kind of thinking to just hold on to these and see where they end up after everything clears up. But the lesson here is don't purchase anything you don't do a good bit of research on. I kind of just took the website's recommendation and got it, and to be honest, probably wouldn't do the same thing if I could go back in time. The last two I'll talk about together as well, and they are CIBC and Canadian Western Bank. These two banks I picked up at the same time during COVID, so my plan here is just to hold on to them, collect some dividends, see how quickly they can grow back. So for dividends, CIBC will pay $4.16 a share, while Canadian Western Bank pays $1.16. So I'm holding on to those. Those are fairly good yields. Just kind of want to see what this does and learn as I go. These are two stocks I would definitely put more money in as time goes on a regular basis to try and increase those and increase some dividends. If I were a dividend investor, those are two that I would really look at, along with other Canadian financial banks. And in case you guys don't know, the reason I really focus on Canadian stocks is because I am Canadian and I avoid having to pay the exchange rate and the fees to go to US dollars. So especially when it comes to dividends, I kind of look at Canadian companies first, but as you can see, also interested in US stocks. So that's about all I really have for the portfolio, guys. What in here do you like? What in here do you not like? Do you have any comments, questions? I'm kind of holding right now on the portfolio. I do have some cash on the side to see if there's any good opportunities. I might take advantage of those. Right now, I'm not regularly contributing to this account. The reason being is that I have some room in other accounts that are tax sheltered or tax deferred. So I want to make sure I max those out before I start putting some in this. So it might take me a couple of years to get to that point, but I might get some cash on the side that I'll throw into here from time to time. But right now I'm just trying to grow the account with the money that I started with. And it's been kind of fun. So that's it, guys. That's the portfolio walkthrough. Hopefully you found it useful. Maybe there's something in there that you might think about picking up. As time goes on, and if I do make some purchases, I'll make sure I do an update for you guys on this as well. If you have any questions about the stocks that I do have, or if you have any ideas about stocks to research, please leave them in the comments below. Until next time, have a great week, spread the wealth, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.